So welcome to the Unzip series and thank you for joining us. Would you like to start with introducing yourself, telling us about your brand and what product you sell?
Okay, thank you for having me here. So my name is Iysi, and I'm the owner of Iysi Soriah, which is a modest fashion clothing line. But besides us just selling clothing, we also want to inspire women to embrace modest fashion and also reduce the statistics of suicide rates that are associated with maybe low self-esteem or the media. Sometimes the media likes to portray beauty as nudity, and this is something we're going to combat with our brand. So in a nutshell, that is what we do.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. So you are more than just a fashion brand, which is already super inspirational. So yeah, let's just start at the very beginning. So what's your background? What did you study at school? Have you gone on into a fashion career, or what did you start out as?
Wow, so academically, I didn't do so well. In fact, I actually studied Chinese and international relations at university because I wanted to become an immigration officer. I was really interested in law, and I actually worked in the solicitor firm for a while, but it just wasn't, something was missing from there. I knew I always liked fashion, but the culture where I come from, fashion isn't something that's embraced. It's more of a hobby. It's not sort of a career. So I did Chinese international relations, left uni, and then I realized that I liked designing wedding dresses, but then there was still something missing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would say, "Oh, Iysi, like you do well in fashion. Like, why don't you do fashion?" I'm like, nah, not fashion. So eventually, ending of last year, I realized that, hey, this is maybe my calling. I'm going to pursue it and do exactly what I'm doing. So that's literally how it started, just trial and error. And then I found what I like doing.
So from your studies, would you say that you learned any kind of key skills that, I guess, brought you into starting up your own business? Like what skills did you learn along the way so far?
Okay, so one thing I would say is determination. Like I said, I wasn't really an academic person, so like failing exams, I would not give up. I would resit. And in business, sometimes your ideas might not work, or maybe they will work, but just not the best way. And so I've learned that to be determined and to be consistent and to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. That's definitely something I've learned from studying and transferred into the business world.
Brilliant, cool. So so what stage are you at now in your fashion journey? So I know personally what you're doing, but do you want to tell the audience? So where did you start and where are you up to in your journey?
Okay, so I started my business very differently than most people will. So I haven't literally just gone and jumped in the pool. I started with a blog, a modest fashion blog. Basically, I'm sort of setting the foundation for my business, and I want to make sure that I'm doing it good. So right now, it's still the early stages. Although the designs are set, but I want to make sure that people understand exactly what the vision is all about and what I will do once Iysi Soriah is clothing and doing the webinars and the conferences online.
Yeah, amazing, super cool. So how did you know to start a blog? What research did you do to tell you that that was a good idea?
Well, I'm a Christian, so I pray. So not only research. Most people would say, as a small business owner, we all start off small. It's always good to sort of test the waters. So I'm sort of testing the waters with my modest fashion blog. Not to say that if the blog doesn't do well, I won't launch my line. I probably will still launch it because it's a dire need in society today. But it's almost like testing the waters and building that trust that I need with my customers and with the clients and with the women across the globe. Yeah,
Brilliant. And for those that don't have a fashion blog, I personally, I've obviously checked yours out a couple of times, read a few things, and I have one myself, and I would strongly encourage to anyone that's just starting out that blogging, it obviously helps build trust in a community, but it helps with your SEO too. So it will build your brand's presence online through search engines. So it's fantastic tool. So yeah, really good starting point. So let's go back a little bit more to the very beginning concept. So obviously, again, you didn't start out with the fashion idea. So tell me more about the subject matter. So you obviously mentioned even linking in, mental health, suicide rates, and yeah, what's the true passion behind Modest, your brand?
Yeah, when I was growing up, I liked to wear the long skirts. I loved the long sleeve tops. I liked what is now known as modest fashion. But those that were close around me, like friends and family, they would usually mock me and say, "Why are you dressed like that? And you should wear this and you should wear that." And as I grew up, I realized that my style had evolved and changed based on people's opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a mature lady now, I realized that, hey, my style is okay. And this is something I want to portray and really emphasize through social media, that it's okay to have your style. It's okay to like modest fashion. And in fact, it's even okay if you like to wear this tight dress. It's fine. I feel like every woman should be okay and be confident to dress exactly how they want to. So the backstory is my own personal experience. I want to make sure that other women don't have to go through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Again, yeah, wow, super inspirational, and I can resonate with that, and I'm sure so many women, men, anyone can resonate with that. So yeah, and everything you'll do for your blogging will help inspire people, make them feel more comfortable, and yeah, your imagery is beautiful, so you are really doing a good job in that. So yeah, fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes, I guess where you're at now in your journey, what do you have in the pipelines? What's up and coming? So obviously you're a new brand in the world of fashion. Tell us more.
Okay, so here's a little secret for you. So next year, I'm actually planning. I'm planning to do my first conference. That's the secret, so no one actually knows. So I'm planning to do my first conference where I actually gather like women across the globe. We're planning to do this over online, just because of COVID as well. Planning to do this online and really emphasize the idea behind my blog and behind Iysi Soriah. So that's actually where we are now. So I'm actually in no haste to get the fashion line out, especially after doing the course, unzip course. It's actually taught me that I can actually slow down a bit and really plan very well. I've learned that I can, in fact, even get my line into other stores rather than doing it by myself. So I'm in no rush at all to get the line out.
Yeah. Right. That's good, really good to hear, because as you've mentioned, obviously we've had COVID, and it's a very unknown time at the moment. So you need to really be sure with your idea, which you've got a fantastic, unique concept. So yeah, just take time and keep talking to mentors, talking about it, and you'll then have an even more solid, amazing idea by the time you're ready. So yeah, that's good to hear. So let's go into a few of what are the biggest challenges you've maybe had so far, and what have you learned from them? Like, what tips could you give other startups?
Getting a team is a tough challenge. Well, for me, it's been extremely difficult to find men or women that would believe in the idea. And even if they don't believe in the idea, will stick with the idea and stick with me through it all. That has been a very tough challenge. One advice I would give to anyone that is starting up is believe in your vision. I know it sounds so cliche. People would say, believe in your vision, believe in your vision. But the truth is, if you don't believe in your vision, nobody else will, and the idea will not be birthed. It won't come into fruition. So believe in the idea, whether or not you have a team. Right now, I do not have a team. I'm literally doing everything by myself. And there are days where I would sit down and just think, like, is it worth it? But then when I remember the end goal, I'm like, yes, Iysi, this is worth it. We're sticking with it. Team or no team. The team will come eventually. But for now, I've got to believe in the vision.
Yeah, totally. And always remember everything that you've achieved as well. So you forget that. Remember the successes. Definitely. So yeah, so I guess then did you self-teach yourself to build your website? Like, are we talking everything? You're doing it yourself? Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, in fact, I actually paid someone to build my blog for me because I had no clue, not the slightest idea on how to build a blog. And unfortunately, the person disappointed me. They didn't do a good job at all. I can remember crying my eyes out, and I was like, what is going on? This is terrible. Because my idea was if you have the money, you can do exactly what you want to do. But that's not true. Sometimes you have the money, but you don't find the right people to execute the vision for you.
Yeah.
And so I spent no less than 12 hours on YouTube learning how to build a blog from scratch. And so
Wow.
that's exactly what I did. I built the blog. I learned, spent hours teaching myself,
Yeah.
researching, and I built the blog. And I'm really happy that I did so because now I could probably build my website for the actual clothing line, which will save me a few hundred. So I'm happy that it happened. Yeah.
That's fantastic. There you go. From a problem, you solved it. That's really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess they're really good challenges and good tips so far. Would you say in the fact that you have built it, built your brand so far by yourself, do you have any key tools that you've used? So any specific bloggers or websites or anything that again you could give to a new startup as a little insider tip?
It's a good question. Well, first things first, I would always say pray. I'm a big believer in praying to God. I'm a big believer in setting your plans before Him and saying, God, I need guidance. But also, mentorship is paramount. You cannot do it by yourself. No man is an island. Choose your mentors carefully.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we seem to forget that everything teaches us something. So even you scrolling on social media, you're learning something. Even you walking down the street, you're learning something. You're
Yeah.
constantly being inspired by what people are wearing, by what people say, conversations you may overhear, the buses you get on. Everything inspires and teaches you something. So
Yeah.
I would say choose your mentors carefully and research. Do research. Work hard.
Yeah.
It's not going to come to you on a gold spoon. You've literally got to work hard to get things done. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
That's great advice. And then, yeah, for those watching that haven't already checked out your Instagram, again, doing a fantastic job. Do you have any tips of how you've managed? Yeah, what was your strategy? Yeah, how have you got to the audience you've got to today?
Wow. It hasn't been an easy journey.
No.
It hasn't. I have paid quite a bit of money for people to teach me how to strategize on Instagram and
Yeah.
know how it works, the ins and outs. Personally, I would say keep your money in your pocket in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Be yourself. If
Okay.
you like to laugh a gazillion times a day and you want to share that, do that. If you like to do comedy, do that. There's always someone that would relate. There's always someone that you can connect with, and that's how you can authentically build your let's say fan base or your followers rather. And those are the people that are more likely to buy your merchandise or your goods or your products. The
Yeah.
people that would connect with you. So don't try to change, be yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. 2 thumbs up for me. And yeah, you've inspired me. I'm like, I actually love to giggle. So maybe I just need to randomly do it more. So yes.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
fantastic. So yeah, do you have kind of any final word that you would give to startups to say, do it? Yeah, words of encouragement. What would you say to a startup?
Save a lot. You can never have too much money to begin with. Save. I'm really glad that I had a savings. So when I wanted to start, I didn't really feel the pressure of starting until I heard other people's backstories, and I was like, oh wow, great thing I saved. Save. Don't be afraid to be fearless. Be fearless and go for it. Before an idea is, actualized, it's always birthed in the mind. Believe in your vision and go for it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Positive, super positive. You go get them. Amazing. And then, yeah, one final question, just out of interest, because I think it's always in startups' mind. From the day that you had the idea to where you are today, what's that timeline been? How long has it been?
Ooh. It's actually almost a year, if not more. It's been a very long time. I'm not going to sit here and say it's been 2 months. No, it's been a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a long time.
And
Yeah,
honestly, that'll feel long to you because you've been doing everything, but that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. And
really.
what you achieved is phenomenal
Wow.
for you. So yeah, it's a good timeline, very good timeline. Yeah, so I guess for you, you have a lot to happen. We all have to watch this space. Everyone needs to follow you. So we'll be watching the stories, your feed. We'll be reading your blogs for sure. And yeah, we're super excited to see your fashion because we see what you wear and that's inspiring. And I really can't wait to see how you translated the modest fashion into your own brand. So yeah, super exciting.
Yes, that's right. Thank you.
All good. Well, yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to obviously, yeah, join us and chat about your brand. And yeah, for everybody that's listening, we'll share some content so you can all go and check out directly what you're working on. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's been amazing.